to try to strive towards doing something positive with your life. I thought that was awesome. But just a little food for thought and a little bit of time for some dialogue. See those two working the case. They are determined to nail ghosts to the cross. Welcome to Pandi's Weekly Recaps. Welcome to Pandi's Weekly Trending Recaps. This is a series where I discuss this past week's trending weekly recaps. I'm Pandi of Pandi's Hair Candy and More. Over here, for the most part, I talk about hair. I talk about hair both in the form of natural hair as well as wigs. I also do some TV show reviews. We play a few fun games here and there. But most of all, I like to cover trending topics. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber and we're already chat family, you already know what it is. It's all love over here. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the commentary. Please feel free to drop down in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are and leave your feedback. And if you really enjoy the commentary, please take a moment, blow dry on that like button. And if you really enjoy the commentary, please take a moment and subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. So typically what I do in these series, guys, is I'll throw out a few of this past week's trending topics, both on social media as well as global and national news outlets. I'll pretty much just share a little bit of information, and then I really just put it out there for you guys to take and do what you will with it. And again, this is all for entertainment purposes, and I'm simply giving my commentary. Okay? So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. One of the first things that I wanted to touch on is March is now coming to a close. We've got about 2 weeks left in the month. And I started this month on making you all aware that it was National Nutrition Month. Now, National Nutrition Month, of course, we know, means different things to different people. Whether you're into low carbs, vegan, or keto, people are pretty much nourishing their bodies in ways that make them feel good and align with their own personal convictions. Now, originally created by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics in 1980, National Nutrition Month is an annual nutrition education and information campaign with a focus on the importance of making informed food choices and developing sound eating and physical activity habits. Again, March is coming to a close. I would like to take some kind of time each and every month to share things like that are going on, that are going to be beneficial, that are going to help put things into perspective, to help us live a more balanced, well-rounded, and healthy lifestyle. So just some food for thought, guys, to keep in mind. Okay? Be thinking about your nutrition. I know I am. It's time for some serious lifestyle changes. And what better way to lead than by example? I would never come on and tell you all to do anything that I'm not going to do myself. So just wanted to share that bit of information, guys, as food for thought. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and move into the next trending topic, okay? Now, in the March-April 2020 edition of Essence magazine, one of the featured stories covers actress Taraji P. Henson. Now, we know that Taraji P. Henson has always had superpower. She's now having to say goodbye to her role as Cookie. That was her award-winning role in Empire. But she's filling up to focus on what's next and what's closest to her heart. More recently, Taraji has been also focusing on her star power, countering mental health stigma among Black Americans. Who knew? This past June, Taraji returned to her hometown of Washington, D.C., where she testified before Congress during a Congressional Black Caucus Emergency Task Force on Black Youth Suicide and Mental Health. She was there to speak on behalf of her foundation, the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation, named for her late father. Her mission was actually personal. In the African American community, we don't deal with mental health issues. We've been taught to pray our problems away, she noted. I'm here to use my celebrity status and my voice to put a face to this because I also suffer from depression and anxiety. And if you're a human living in today's world, I don't know how it's possible that you're not suffering in some type of way. I thought that was very brave and very honorable for Taraji to be so transparent and to actually take a stand and speak to the illness that is a stigma in our community. Now, fortunately for Taraji, she has found light in the darkness. At the age of 49, she's a blushing first-time bride-to-be. She's one of the hardest working women in the entertainment industry. And she's also recently found the time to launch a natural hair care line for women, TPH, by Taraji. So kudos to Taraji for being included in this week's trending topic. Okay? How many of you all were familiar with that story? I never knew that she actually suffered with mental illness, not necessarily mental illness, but anxiety and depression. And the mere fact that she's actually being transparent about it, most people would duck and dodge, especially in the Black community, but she's actually trying to put a face to it, like she said, and give a voice to it, and basically let people know that it's okay. It shouldn't have a stigma attached to it. There shouldn't be any form of judgment attached to it, and it's actually okay to deal with it, address it, and face it head on. Kudos to her. The next story that I wanted to talk to you all about is New Age birth control. Now, in New Age birth control, let me ask this question. Would men endure a shot in the groin to prevent pregnancy? Indian researchers tend to think so. Allegedly, officials at the Indian Council of Medical Research conducted and concluded clinical testing for an injectable contraceptive for men. The drug is expected to be available to consumers in India later this year. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Men, is that something that you would be considering if it ever did make it to our markets? Drop down in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are. I'd be very curious to know. And in the next trending topic, I was reading another article on Gilead Sciences. Gilead Sciences, Inc. is an American biotechnology company that researches, develops, and commercializes drugs that primarily focus on antiviral drugs used in the treatment of HIV, hepatitis, both B and C, as well as influenza. Organizations in the South are seeking to combat the HIV epidemic, and they are actually receiving some much needed financial aid. Gilead Sciences has actually awarded $2.3 million to 40 groups working within the field, many of which are led by and are focused on African American communities. I thought that was awesome. I actually found that reading. I didn't see it on any type of social media. I didn't see it on any type of news outlet. Now, something so groundbreaking and so positive, especially with the growing numbers of HIV infected patients in the primarily African American communities, I would have thought that that would have been, something more light shed on. You know what I mean? What are y'all's thoughts? Drop down in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Do we see the HIV/AIDS epidemic? Is there progress being made with regards to a cure or treatment? What about funding? Do we see a disproportionate amount of funding placed in other communities in comparison to other communities? Just what are your overall thoughts on the matter? I thought it was very interesting. Drop down in the comments below, y'all, and let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear your input. And pretty much, I think that was it. You all, be safe in this current environment that we're currently dealing with. I'm not going to call out any names, but you all know right now we're in a panic state. We are in a frenzy. Stores are closing early. Banks and schools are on modified hours. Most schools have closed. All I can say, y'all, is be safe, be mindful, be rational. This too shall pass. We have to be mindful. We have to be economical. If you are laid off from work, be taking this time to try to reflect on ways that, making sure that your homes are secure, making sure that your bills are secure. A lot of these places, utilities, cable companies, phone companies, utility companies, light bill, water bill, those type of things are all offering some sort of financial assistance or financial break or some form of relief, like an extended 60 days before the payment is due, simply because of the state that the country is in with this current frenzy that is going on. So just a little food for thought. I know things are kind of out of the norm right now. Everybody's kind of all over the place. I myself am personally dealing with it. So let's hold each other up, guys. Be mindful. Don't go overboard, and just make a few phone calls. Check in with your local utility companies. See what type of relief programs are in place, and we'll be fine. We'll get through this. We're resilient. We'll get through this. I hope you guys enjoyed my weekly trending topics. Please drop down below in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. Positive feedback, of course. Constructive criticism is also accepted, as long as you're respectful. I'm Pandi of Pandi's Hair, Candy, and More. You all be blessed, and thank you for watching. Bye.